What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Watch Darius TV. I am back with another video, and this one is a little bit different. This isn't going to be a review of a movie or a TV show or an album. This is something I'm doing new this year. It's going to be reviews of not reviews, but basically talking about movie talk. Any new movies coming out, maybe TV shows, or maybe even possible album. I'm doing my thoughts on whatever's new that's up and coming. And this one is going to be of Scary Movie 6. Now, when I heard about this movie coming out last year, I was super excited. When Marlon Wayans talked about how him and his family basically got the rights back to Scary Movie, it was like a dream come true because I'm pretty sure I've been figuring what was going on ever since Scary Movie 2 because we all know that the movie kind of felt different when Scary Movie 3 came out and it was PG-13 and it was still a cool, funny movie, but let's be real here. It wasn't as good as it was when the Wayne brothers had it with the first two. The other movies was classic. The fourth one, it's alright, it's okay. And then the fifth one, I don't even care to even talk about that. I watched that for 15 minutes and I turned it off. You know, wasted parodies there. I'm sorry, I can't even lie and act like it. I didn't. I watched the first 15 minutes of that and I was like, nah. But when I heard about this, I was super excited, man. I've been waiting for these movies to come back. I remember even Marlon had an interview on Shannon Sharp's podcast. I think it was last year, talking about what happened, how they took the rights from the movie, and just always we wanted this another scary movie, and now we finally have one coming out next year. This is basically a video on all the movies that I probably think that they're gonna or they should probably do parodies of when it comes out. When I saw that they was coming out with it, Marlon took a picture next to Ghostface. So I don't know. I heard it's going to be a reboot. This is Scary Movie 6, so it's going to be another movie. But they say it's going to be a reboot, I guess. And maybe it's a reboot of the first one. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to waste the opportunity to be able to make fun of a lot of the horror movies that have been coming out the past couple years. So starting off, let me say what I think they're going to do a review of. I know that Marlon Wayans, he had the movies, them haunted house movies, which I'm sorry, I wasn't really feeling them too much. I didn't think they was that funny, really. But I know in those movies he made fun of a lot of horror stuff, basically. And me personally, I wasn't really all that crazy about the movies. So I think he should make fun of the Insidious movies, or if he probably already did in his own the haunted house movies, make fun of Insidious films. They've been coming out with them. I think they're gonna do a parody of that. Also, I think another movie they should probably do a parody of, and this movie's a little controversial. I didn't see this because it's just a little too crazy, but it seemed like it's crazy enough to fit into a scary movie parody, is the Human Centipede films. I didn't see none of that stuff. I think it's a little over the top, but they could somehow make fun of them movies because the movies from what I heard about that stuff, I don't even know. But anyway, Human Centipede, definitely Don't Breathe. Now that's something that they gotta make fun of. Don't Breathe, I love the movies. I like the second one. I know I got a review. I was supposed to have done a review on that a couple years ago. That's still coming out with a review of that. But Don't Breathe, I definitely think they should be making fun of them movies. That should definitely pop up in Scary Movie 6, some type of reference to that. Split, them movies are pretty interesting. They were just, I like the first one. And then the second one was a bit, what was it, Glass? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. It was okay, but definitely they gotta make fun of Split. They gotta have some type of reference to their movies. They're so wild. At least the first one. And this one is one of the newest ones that's been coming out that they gotta probably make a reference of, even though they already kind of made jokes about a character that's similar to this person. In Scary Movie 2, they had really the reference to it, I guess you can say. They gotta do a parody of the Terrifier movies. Those are the newest popular horror movies that's been out the last recent years. They gotta do a parody of that. Something. Find some way to fit that into Scary Movie 6. Them movies are wild. I definitely can't. You're not gonna worry about me doing a review of none of the movies because I can't sit through none of that stuff. That stuff is way too over the top for me. But definitely they got to parody the Terrifier films. Also, Conjuring. I don't know if they already made fun of those movies in the Haunted House Marlon Wayans movies, but Conjuring films, they still making them. Make some references with those movies they can use. And another one is a really popular horror movies that's been coming out by the great director Jordan Peele. They got to make a reference to Get Out. That movie is a pretty solid film, really popular within the last couple of years, and they definitely got to get the scary movie treatment. I would say, even though the movie had its own little comedy references in it, they got to make a reference to that in Scary Movie 6. I feel like it got to. The movie is just too popular to ignore. Another another movie that kind of has a a bit of a cult following, no pun intended. Hereditary. That movie was that's one of the few horror movies that honestly really gave me the creeps because the cult stuff creeps me the heck out. Culty type stuff just that's one of the few things that can really kind of unnerve me is movies about cults and stuff like that. So the way that movie is set up, I can tell if that movie would have came out back in the day, back around the early scary movies, they would have for sure made a parody about them movies. I can already tell you. Another one that's a little bit old also is Bird Box. I'm pretty sure they talked about that movie a lot when that movie came out. A lot of people made parodies of that. I feel they should make some type of maybe small little reference to Bird Box. You know, just a shout out to it. Also, A Quiet Place, even though that movie is kind of like about big alien monster things, I feel like I can somehow make a reference to those too in some kind of way, but don't make it like a cheesy alien reference like they did in Scary Movie 3 where it gets a little, maybe make something creative with that. I would like to see. Also, since they basically made fun of Ghostface and Scream and first Scary Movie, make a reference to something new horror slasher like the new Halloween movies that came out between 2018 and 2022. Parody those. That would be pretty good. They were okay. They weren't really as insane as the Rob Zombie. Like I basically in my generation, I grew up on the Rob Zombie Halloween movies and these I guess you say the 2018 ones basically, but maybe try them out, I guess. I don't know, but the movies are kind of new. I don't know how popular those were, but anyway. Also another one that's kind of old and new at the same time is the Strangers movies. Okay, those are another ones you can also make a reference to. I Never seen it though. I only seen a little bit of the first Strangers that came out in 2008. I only saw a little bit of it, but I know they made some new ones. I saw the one that came out I think 2 years ago. I forgot the name of it, where it was like a couple getting stalked by. Well, that's basically the first one about a couple being stalked by these three masked people. It was the one that came out I think last year I saw, and it was okay, but I definitely can feel like they can make fun of that, make some type of parody of that. Escape Room, that's another one. It's not really as popular these days, but that movie came out. It had some buzz. Make us some type of scene about that, giving them a shout out. Another movie that I thought was pretty cool, it was a little predictable. Mod. It came out in 2019. They can give a shout out to that movie. That was a pretty wild movie, Ma. I don't know what to say about that. It was a pretty predictable, but it was like almost like a evil Medea, I guess you can say. That movie was pretty wild, kind of predictable, but definitely I could see them cracking a joke about that movie some way. Another one that I can for sure, I just got a strong feeling they're gonna have to make some type of reference to is Midsummer, because that was another wild movie, kind of like Hereditary, that came out around the same time. That movie was pretty insane. Like I said, culty stuff really unnerves me, and that was a movie that the whole scariest part of the movie was taking place right smack dab in your face in broad daylight. I don't want to spoil it, but that movie, wow, it makes you not want to go to any place far out, without your family, and makes you also want to not mess with drugs. Yeah, because that movie was a trip. Another one that I know they got to make a reference to is another Jordan Peele movie is Us. Okay, that movie kind of went over my head. I personally would have changed a few things in a movie that I thought would have made it possibly something I would have liked. But besides that, another Jordan Peele movie, he did that was pretty wild. That I just got a strong feeling that even before the trailer of Scary Movie 6 came out, I feel like they're going to make some type of reference to a Jordan Peele movie, and this is one of them. I feel they will is Us, because how could you not? A family staring at you and all red with gloves on, with not with a pair of scissors in their hand. You gotta find some way to find a humor in that. Now, this is another one that's kind of a movie that's a little bit not as popular, but some people might make some reference, may understand references to it. Is The Platform on Netflix? Now, I saw the first one. That movie was hard to swallow. No pun intended. That movie, that was a tough movie to watch. It was really dark and definitely made a lot of references to society. It was just, man, that movie platform was crazy. Yeah, that they can maybe make a reference to that, but then again, I don't think too many people saw that, so I'm not sure. This movie, I would say, is more of an honorable mention. I doubt they'll even, because this movie was really not that popular. But Saint Maud, I thought the movie was pretty dark and kind of a little bit unnerving. Definitely one of the most disturbing movies I've seen recently is Saint Maud. I doubt they make a reference to it because the movie wasn't that popular. But Saint Maud, if you ever seen it, you already know how that movie went. The whole theme of that and the way it ended, that was a really dark movie, but I don't know if they can really find some way to make that funny. It was just really eerie and disturbing. But anyway, another one movie that I saw is really popular to me. That really stuck out to me. That came out in recent years. I remember seeing this movie right before COVID totally took over the world. The Invisible Man. Now they already kind of had references to some type of invisible enemy type of thing they had to deal with in Scary Movie 2 when they're in a haunted mansion. So I doubt they'll do that, and Invisible Man, I thought it was a really good movie, and but they already did Invisible Man jokes in Scary Movie 2, so I doubt they'll do it again. But it would be good if they did their own version of that now. But anyway, and another movie that was kind of popular, but kind of came and went. You all saw my review of it, Barbarian, another dark movie. Pretty wild. That was definitely scary, but they could probably make a reference to that. If anybody's seen that movie, Barbarian was insane. This is another movie I didn't see called Talk to Me. I want to do a review of that. That's definitely going to do that eventually in the future. It was like some type of weird game involving some type of creepy hand. I can see them making some type of joke about that. That was mildly popular movie. I didn't see it though, but I could see them making a reference to that somewhere. Then I also gotta say that they gotta make some type of reference to them Pearl movies. I'm doing a review of them too. I didn't forget about that. That's coming up. But them Pearl movies I didn't see them, but it's some type of movie about look like some weird crazy lady that want to be an actress or something like that. They can somehow fit them in them movies. I'm pretty sure they can. The Wayne brothers are smart enough to find some way to make comedies of that. And then another Jordan Peele movie is Nope. I know that Nope I wasn't really a huge fan of. I made a review of that if you guys want to check it out. But Nope, I wasn't crazy about it, but I can see them somehow cracking a joke about that movie too, some way. I just feel like they're gonna make some type of joke about them Jordan Peele movies. They got to, and I love Jordan Peele, but I can see them making some type of reference or parody to one of his movies. I just my theory. When Scary Movie 6 come out next summer, and another one that I'm pretty sure I just feel like they gotta this movie seems like it's really easy to make some type of parody of is them Smile movies. Now Smile 2, I'm going to do a review of that. I already know you guys seen my Smile one that came out a couple years ago. I did a review on that. Smile 2 is coming soon. That movie, it shouldn't be hard making fun of someone doing this all throughout the whole movie. That should be that would be right up their alley to make a joke about that. I love the Smile movies, but it should be easy making a reference to them movies. That shouldn't be hard at all. I can tell that they could do something that's right up their alley. If that would have came out back during Scary Movie 2 time, they would have for sure put that all. They would have been making fun of that movie throughout the whole Scary Movie 2 if that would have came out around that time. Now I'm not sure if they'll do this movie because this might be a little bit similar to. I know Marlon Wayans made a reference to like them Annabelle movies and like doll movies and his own like horror movie, a horror movie, haunted house movies that he did. But Megan, that movie that came out about what 2 years ago, the whole robot girl, I could see them making a reference to that too. I really would want them to think of something that's creative, but I could see them doing that. And then I don't know if they would do Morbius because Morbius is more like a superhero movie, and Morbius being such a horrible movie, I feel like they got to be able to make a joke about that somehow. Because Morbius, besides that one action scene that they had in the subway, come on, we all know. I'm sorry, Morbius. Let's not even talk about Morbius. Now Five Nights at Freddy is a movie that I've heard about. I never seen it. That's what I thought it was a kids movie about like mechanical cartoon robots. I'm not sure about that, but hey, take a jab at that too. I don't know. I don't know too much about Five Nights at Freddy. I didn't see that a couple years ago Eli Roth made a movie called Thanksgiving. That's another slasher type of movie that they can probably, they could make a reference to. I didn't see it though. One of the more newer stuff that they can also make a reference to that came out around Christmas time. I don't know why they made a vampire movie around Christmas time, but Nosferatu. Uh, I didn't see that yet. I'm doing a review of that coming soon, but reference that in your movies. I didn't see that too much. Blink Twice. No, that was a movie that I think Zoe Kravitz directed. I didn't see it, but make a reference to that too. A lot of the young kids will be, the Gen Z. They'll probably get the references you're making with that. Now, Never Let Go was that Halle Berry movie that came out last year. I'm going to do a review of that. I'm not going to talk too much about my feelings on that because I'm going to say that for my review. But the premise of that movie, if anybody ever seen Never Let Go last year, definitely that movie will be easy to parody. Yeah, for sure. I'll do a review of that. I'm going to really get into that movie. But when I stay tuned, I'm going to do a review on that. And then Trap will be probably a good movie to make a reference to. Trap was okay. Maybe it's technically I guess a slasher movie, even though it wasn't. It's about a serial killer, but it wasn't really scary. But maybe they can try Trap out. And then the last one is a really popular one that came out last year is Long Legs. Now that's another one I'm doing a review of coming soon. I didn't see that movie just yet, but that movie looked crazy, and I feel like they are smart enough to be able to make a comedy about that somehow. That's my thoughts on some of the movies I think they should make references to in the Scary Movie 6 coming out next summer. I hope that when they make this movie, they make it as raw and as no holds bar like they did the first two movies. Joke about everything. Please do not add any of them streamers in this movie, not them internet comics. Put in some real comedians in this movie, man. Make it like the way it was back in 2000, 2001. Make it like that. Please, Wayne Brothers, make this movie hilarious. Make it something where the new kids could be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you joked about that. Make that stuff funny. Man, just go back to the old school comedy. That's what I'm really hoping they do. Don't also make it like them horrible comedy parody movies that came out in the early 2000s, like superhero movie where they just put a whole bunch of parodies and it's just not funny and it's just goofy stuff. And make it the way that they used to make the comedy back in the 90s, the early 2000s, where it was just raw and edgy. You know what I'm saying? Because me, I grew up, I'm a 90s kid, so I grew up on the Boondocks, South Park, early Family Guy, Mad TV, that edgy humor where just I hope they make it like that. I really do. You know what I'm saying? An honorable mention also of a movie they can make fun of is the Evil Dead movies, but they did that in Scary Movie 5, so but definitely I hope that when this movie come out, man, I'm hoping it is good. I'm not gonna lie, I love the Wayne brothers, but I didn't like them haunted house movies too much. I didn't think that was funny. I just hope it goes back to when they make Scary Movie 6, man, make it like Scary Movie 1 and 2. Scary Movie 3 was okay, 4 was alright, and I don't even want to talk about the fifth one. But man, I hope they make this edgy, make it just man, make it like in any new kids, watch Scary Movie and Scary Movie 2, and just so you can understand the type the way that they joked is a way that you cannot joke nowadays. But if they can make it like that in Scary Movie 6, man, this movie is going to be another classic. But if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Comment below what movies you think they should probably parody in Scary Movie 6. And thank you for watching my video.